Hey there, Taurus. It is Jen here. I can't talk. I'm doing your mid-January check-in. So I did some scrying first, and then we'll get into the cards. The sun's shining and weird, so I'm trying to hope you can see okay. Okay. So for your messages, I got that there's someone in your life that you have a bit of a strained relationship with, or maybe you avoid spending a lot of time with them because their energy is draining. I see you trying to reform how you see the relationship and appreciate the time you have with them. So whether it's just a sort of fundamental shift in you where you're thinking, okay, this is my parent, my sibling, whatever. Yes, they have things that drive me crazy, but if they weren't here, I would really, miss them. And I realize I'm avoiding them. And so trying to, I don't know, find a way to not be triggered, or have a heart to heart with them, maybe. Although I don't, I feel like this person's kind of set in their ways. Um, but I think I see you accomplishing that, really being able to appreciate the time you have and sort of let that other stuff go. I see you planning a big outside party. So even like a good old fashioned kegger, like a keg party with a big bonfire, very casual, people just hanging out. So obviously, this isn't necessarily something that can happen now if it can't be done safely um, with COVID. But if it's not something that's happening, it's being planned. And or even a camping party. I see you planning some sort of party to get together, but being very earth sign, very earthy, and I definitely see a fire involved. Someone may come out to you. Someone, it could be with their sexuality, but not necessarily some sort of declaration about themselves. It also could be someone telling you that they love you, declaring their love for you. I do see you building something. So it could be a physical structure or something you're creating. You may even think about moving, even if you never thought you would move. I feel like you may be considering moving for some reason. Um, yeah, I'm not really picking up why, but I just see that something being on the table that you never thought you would bring up, that was up for discussion, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, you may make a change that you really, maybe you have a job and it's really good benefits and all that stuff. You may be thinking, you know what? I never thought I would leave this because it offers me certain things that are really good, but you may be considering something like that, something you wouldn't have thought you would be open to. But again, there's that creative, that building something. It could be a life with someone. Um, and maybe this new person, because of this new person's wants and needs and your goals together, you may be discussing changing something. Or someone wanted you to change something like this, and it being a Taurus, it isn't on the table, and that could shine a light that maybe you guys want different things. So, on a very different note, you may notice something is amiss. So, you could be driving by and witness something. Something doesn't seem right, and you call the police or some sort of security. You may be putting up cameras around your house or your business and maybe catch something on the cameras. Maybe police will come to you and ask for footage because of some crime you could have picked up or something like that. And it didn't seem scary, but someone was up to no good. Maybe a break in, maybe a porch pirate or something like that. or your kid sneaking out of the house like my friend got. uh, Seven of Swords. Hmm. It's kind of an interesting, can you guys see that okay? Not really. Sort of an interesting, I'm trying to block. That helps a little. Interesting depiction of this card. And I'm not sure exactly what to make of it. Because, okay, this guy's coming home. Looks like he has a bunch of rabbits. A skunk is walking. Is that a skunk in front of his path? He does have these 7 knives on his back. And he's looking back. Is he a little paranoid? Did he do something? Did he steal those rabbits instead of really catch them himself? I don't know the significance of the skunk, but something smells. Something doesn't smell right. So here's that. Maybe this is going back. Something's amiss. Maybe someone at work is doing something and you just have a feeling that, I don't know, they're just not on the up and up. And you may have to speak up about it, or you may discover that they're, I don't know, just not, even if it's not something huge, they're just not doing what they say. I don't know. But this lady's, waiting for them to come home, him to come home. She kind of has her arms crossed a little bit, like with maybe a soup spoon, like, where have you been? What have you been up to? Where have you been? Why does it take so long for you to get here with those rabbits? I'm trying to start supper. I expected you a while ago. Maybe he stopped by the pub. I don't know what's happening in this land for these cards. And it's like he's still, though, his focus is still behind him. He's not even super focused on coming home. So if you find that you're not excited to go home if you live with something, obviously, that's sort of an indication that, or you, I don't know, something's amiss. Queen of Wands. So here's a fire sign woman energy. This person's very passionate and active and excited and very outgoing and lots of energy and excitement. Could be really fun to be around. Could be a little exhausting for an earth sign. I'm a fire sign. But they're passionate. They they're doers. They like to do something. So I think that would definitely connect well with Taurus people who like to see action. I want to make sure your words and your actions meet. I don't want someone who talks about shit but doesn't actually follow through or do things. And she is in a very grounded pose for the Queen of Wands. Lots of times there's a lot of fire and movement and things like that. And this queen's pretty stable. So this may be a combination for you with a fire sign that really does work because they're a little more on the grounded side. Yet they still are doers, which I think you guys value. This could be a new passion, something that you're interested in. It could be a person that you're interested in. He's looking right over at her. And she's like, what the fuck are you looking at? Someone caught your eye. Something caught your eye. Wow. Okay. Now, Queen of Cups. We definitely have potentially a third party situation here, or maybe you're not committed to anyone necessarily. Although this card does show that a a living situation. So this Queen of Cups, they can she's very sweet and loving. It's a fellow feminine energy with an earth sign, so they can be pretty harmonious together. They can be a little emotional for an earth sign potentially, but they really can bring that making your house a home, that really comfy, comforting vibe into uh, with their energy. This queen does have some kind of rough water behind her. I mean, she is on the ground. She's grounded. She could be a little more emotional than I see this Queen of Wands being, who looks to be, I mean, this looks like more like a younger, and this Queen of Wands is mature. She looks like she has gray hair, so she has experience. She could be older than you are. Um, maybe your mother, I don't know, maybe your mother's coming between something or getting involved too, but I don't necessarily, I see it more as a potential romantic interest, honestly. The King of Wands. So we have a pair. And what's that little creature? Maybe a ferret. Like, there's something to be discovered. There's something in a chest here. You may be going through things and discover something new, find something new. Maybe you're snooping or someone snoops on you, or you're not, or someone's not even snooping, but just stumbles across something. You may have some family stuff in a box that maybe you get out and look at. He's smiling though. He's having fun hanging out by the fire. Um, you may get an animal, you may have an animal. Lots of people in this reading. So the fire sign, having the couple that's the fire sign, their love language, what they're going to meet and be attracted to each other on beyond the physical is going to be action, things they're inspired about, things they're motivated to do, enthusiasm, energy, they vibe with the same energy. They're going to have to be on and off at the same time, like go hard, but then I need my own space, like just a real flow. The energy has to be right. Um, you can't be matched with someone that, so it's going to depend on you. If you're a type of person that does like to stay home, um, and you get matched with someone who always wants to go out and go to bars or go to restaurants and go to events and be around people and doesn't feel like it's going to be a good weekend if there's something planned, where you're as, oh good, there's nothing planned this weekend. Awesome. I don't have to do anything. I could just be. So the match is going to be that, you're with someone who feels the same way in things like that. So the flow, you're not consistently, or a morning person and a night person versus those types of things really over a long period of time can matter. So maybe you're struggling with this. Maybe you're living with someone and it's either, well, let me just see what I'm getting. Really talking about the hard things, if you are going to thinking of deepening a relationship with someone, even if you already live together. If we have kids, do you want to stay home? Do you want to work? How much does daycare cost? Doing the math, figuring out Um, how are the finances going to work? Really asking. I'm sure you can Google questions every couple should ask before they get married or something, and really maybe doing the work like separately, or maybe even counseling, filling out these questionnaires and then coming together so there's no bias and you're just really from your heart and how you see things, because we tend to not have these conversations because they tend to really piss people off and highlight problems, which could then end the relationship, right? If you find out you want kids and the other person you find out doesn't, you know that's probably, you're going to have to either realize that's a price of admission and walk away, or suck it up, but you really don't want, it's easier just to sweep that stuff under the carpet. Yeah, I see a water sign in your life, maybe um, causing some rough waters and really making you sort of think about these types of things. Okay. Where am I at? Yeah, that's plenty long. So thank you, Taurus. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're doing really well. Take care.